Hello everyone, Night Terror here, and today we're going to be diving deep into an incredibly strange and disturbing ARG channel that appeared on the YouTube platform back in January 2017 and subsequently made their first distressing post on the 14th of May that same year. I must warn you that some of the themes and footage contained within this analysis may be distressing to some people, so those of you of a sensitive disposition, please consider yourself warned. Before we get started, if you enjoy this type of deep dive analysis, please be sure to click that subscribe button and hit the notification bell to stay up to date with my content. With that being said, I'd like to invite you all to join me as we delve into the world of Kirk Unger. Our journey begins with a video titled "I'm Not Sorry," in which a mysterious cameraman who we can only presume to be Kirk Unger himself shows us several handwritten notes, all whilst we can hear the distressing cries of a woman in the background.
I said shut up!
At the end of the clip, we can hear Kirk shout at the crying woman, telling her to shut up. Note that throughout this entire series, this is one of only a few times where we actually get to hear Kirk speak. If we scroll down to the description of this video, we can see that it says, "Amy's with me now, deal with it, Connor." Pay attention to the name Amy. We're going to be hearing that name a lot throughout these videos. Scrolling further down to the comments, we can see one from a user called Lunar Shiverlight that asks, "Possibly a new ARG?" Kirk actually responds to this message by saying, "Alana Spurl, this is real life, I'm sorry." Note that it would appear that the account leaving the comment used to be called Alana Spurl, hence the discrepancy in Kirk's response. Luna is another name we're going to be seeing a fair amount of throughout this analysis, and Kirk appears to share some extra insight into what's going on in his head via conversations with Luna in the comments at various points. In this next video titled "I Feel Cleansed," we can see Kirk filming what appears to be some sort of scrapyard from his window. Taking a look at the video description, we see that it says, "I'm cleansed now, Connor. Are you?" Notice that there appears to be something missing in this video. The woman's cry is nowhere to be heard. I could be putting 2 and 2 together here and getting 5, but with the absence of the cries and the description of the video, I think it's safe to assume that Kirk may have killed Amy, and perhaps buried her body at the scrapyard he's now showing us. The next video is titled, "I Got Me a Treat." In it we see more of Kirk's handwritten notes. They appear to say, "It hurts to touch myself, don't laugh, damn it," and "I have cake though, don't tell Sarah," which is also very similar to what the description of the video reads. However, in the description he says, "Don't tell Sarah the cow." Towards the end of this video, we can hear Kirk become increasingly distressed, collapsing to his knees and beginning to cry before the video abruptly ends. I'm not convinced at this point that wherever Kirk is actually his own home, and if we need any more evidence of this, we need look no further than the next video, titled Making Myself Pretty. In it, we can see a zoomed in view of a bathroom sink, and we get brief glimpses of a pink razor as Kirk begins to shave. My suspicions that Kirk was shaving with a woman's razor were confirmed when I noticed the description of this video. It says, "Sped up. I like using a woman's shaver as it feels so right." I think this further confirms that Kirk is currently in Amy's house and that he almost certainly has killed her and is now making himself at home, eating her food and using her things. This next one is a little strange but offers us quite a bit of information, including insights into who exactly Amy is, and further confirms our theories so far. It's titled, Amy, I Want You Back. I'll let you watch it first before I discuss my thoughts with you all. The first thing I noticed was the music in the background. It's some sort of Japanese pop song. This ties in with the lines of text that appear during the video which say, "Sarah, you robbed me of Amy, you pig whore. Amy, I love you. I don't care if you're from Japan. I'd stuff you like a pig." It then goes on to say, "Rape is normal. Rape is life. Rape the group home. I hate you, Mum and Dad." These bits of text appear to give us quite a significant amount of information. Firstly, someone called Sarah has taken Amy away from him, something which Kirk appears to have taken extremely badly, given his apparent unhealthy obsession with Amy. Secondly, we learn that Amy herself is from Japan, and given the Japanese music in the background, I think it's safe to assume at this point that the house Kirk is currently in is Amy's. This would further cement the idea that the woman from the first video was Amy, and that she's very likely no longer alive. Finally, Kirk goes on about rape being normal, that it's life. He mentions rape the group home and hating his parents. Now, a group home isn't a term that I was initially familiar with, but according to Wikipedia, a group home is a term used in the States to refer to a private residence model of medical care for those with complex health needs. So with that being said, it seems likely that Kirk suffered some form of child abuse from his parents when he was younger, and has subsequently been left with significant mental trauma, resulting in him being kept in a group home. Could it be that he's perhaps escaped from this group home, and we're now seeing the aftermath of what he's done? Next, we have a video titled May 16th, 2017, Story Time, My Love. Again, we're bombarded with more written notes from Kirk. While it would appear that Kirk is admitting here that he killed Amy's dog, we never see any further evidence of this throughout the uploads, and he even retracts his confession straight away. The whole series of notes appear to be nonsensical ramblings. This only further proves that Kirk isn't all there mentally. One thing I would like to point out in this video is that Kirk says, "I stole the pudding," and we then see lots of chocolate puddings laid out on the bed. It strikes me that these may be the kind of puddings one would expect to receive at mealtimes within a group home or care home. Could it be that Kirk escaped from this group home, taking provisions with him in an attempt to take Amy away with him? Perhaps arriving at Amy's house and reacting badly when she turned him away. And who exactly is Ashley? I won't let you dwell on that one for too long though, as honestly, this is the first and last time we ever hear that name. Video number 7 is titled, "I'm Coming, Amy," and the description reads, "Our love knows no bounds." In it, we're given a shot of what appears to be a floor plan of a hotel or apartment block. Note that it would appear that he's currently in room 1121, as indicated by the red text on the floor plan. Another thing to pay attention to here is that we get our first and only glimpse of Kirk himself as he pans the camera around the bathroom, in which we see the same pink razor from earlier, and we see his partial reflection in the mirror. In the comments, Luna asks, "So your room was the one in red, 1121? To which Kirk responds, "Why must you ask? That place is in the past, and I'll never go back. Never go back." The next two videos, titled "Back Home" and "Another Morning in Prison," don't offer us much information. However, in both videos, Kirk still appears to be in room 1121, so his claims that he's back home or indeed in prison appear to be false, and I'm honestly not sure what else we can gather from these. So let's move on to video number 10, story time again. This is another video that offers us a lot of information into Kirk's backstory, if indeed we can believe his testimonies at all. The description reads, "My doctor said I have to tell something about myself in order to get better. Here's my story." If any of the notes here are to be believed, it would appear that following his potential childhood trauma of being abused, Kirk shot his father, resulting in him being sentenced at a trial and sent to a group home where he met Amy. I'm then led to believe that Sarah was potentially one of the staff at the group home, and when it was time for Amy to leave, Sarah may have been the one who escorted her out of the facility. It would then make sense that Kirk has hoarded chocolate puddings and made an escape from the facility in an attempt to find Amy, in the hopes of possibly running away together. Video 11 is titled, My Love, My Life, My Soul. And though there's nothing much of note that happens in this video, it is worth mentioning that in the description, Kirk says, I love this song. Amy turned me into anime, and now it's all I watch. Thank you, Amy, for letting me have you in this video. Though you're gone, I have videos of you, and soon we'll be together again. The next video is a bit of an odd one. It's titled, I'm Doing It, I'm Breaking Out, Amy. And in it we see Kirk leaving room 1121. As he's about to leave, we can see a Please Clean My Room sign on the door handle. This would seem to indicate that he's actually in some sort of hotel room. Could it be that Amy was taken to this hotel room as a form of temporary accommodation after leaving the group home? I'm Going to Kill My Neighbour is the title of the next video, and though it doesn't offer us any insights into what exactly Kirk is doing right now, it does give us a bit more information on his backstory via the comments. The description of this video reads, This is my last straw. Someone's going to die. And when we take a look at the comments, Luna asks, Was it the music that made you want to kill them? Kirk responds by saying something fairly interesting about his childhood. I hate the Rolling Stones. It reminds me of how my father used to crank their music up to muffle my cries when he used to hurt me. Luna then responds by saying, That's awful. I can understand your hatred. Your father was wrong and should not have committed abusive acts against you. I'm so sorry there was not someone there who was strong, either physically or mentally, enough to protect you from those monstrous acts. I'm sure you've had the displeasure of dealing with the repercussions of your father's awful actions, and I hate the idea that you'd suffered so much at the hands of your father, as your flipbook showed that bad boys got time out for a long time. He was wrong, and sadly, he probably warped your life into a twisted mess. I hope you're able to find peace within yourself, and know that whatever he did to you was not your fault. In Kirk's final response to Luna on this particular upload, he says, Thank you for the kind words. I've been battling these feelings for quite some time. That's why I'm finding Amy. The following video, A Message to Those Who Care, is a lot different to the ones we've seen so far, in that it consists entirely of a static image with a computer synthesized voice over the top. Take a listen.
I love you, Amy, and as I caress my exposed flesh, it feels as soft as yours did. I miss the tears and screams of passion while you laid there sobbing quietly. Remember that these walls won't hold me back, as soon I'll be free, wandering around the streets and wilderness, until I have you again.
I did a reverse image search on the image shown in this video, and it shows that the image used is from millet.ca, which would indicate that Kirk is in Millet, Alberta in Canada. I did a bit more digging, and it does indeed seem that Alberta have an affordable housing program, which states that as well as offering affordable housing to low-income families and seniors, they also offer it to individuals who have special housing needs, including people with developmental disabilities, people with physical challenges, and perhaps most relevant to Kirk, victims of family violence. The next two uploads show Kirk again exiting room 1121 and walking around the corridors and outside. He briefly bumps into someone outside who claims they've dropped their pack of cigarettes, to which we hear Kirk speak again for only the second time so far. However, I don't think this interaction has any bearing of significance on the events we're watching unfold. One thing that is worth noting in video number 17, It's Raining, is that we see Kirk peering in through someone's window, and inside, we see a kid's cartoon playing on the TV. Pay attention to this, as it gives us a brief insight into what Kirk is planning to do next. I'd like to take a quick break here before continuing with the rest of the videos and recap on what we've learnt so far. It seems that Kirk was abused by his parents from an early age, specifically his father, and has subsequently suffered from mental health issues as a result of this trauma. If Kirk's stories are to be believed, it would appear that Kirk somehow found his father's gun and shot him while he was still in bed, leading to Kirk being sentenced as a juvenile and being sent to a group care home. Here he met Amy, although we have no idea what she was doing at the group home herself. It's unclear if Kirk and Amy became mutually close, but it is clear that during his time at the group home, Kirk developed an unhealthy obsession with her. When it came time for Amy to leave, seemingly being escorted out by a member of staff called Sarah, Kirk suffered some form of breakdown and began hoarding supplies in order to break out of the home and find her. We can only assume that he was successful both in his breakout and in finding Amy. What happened when he found her we may never fully know, but I am fairly certain that it resulted in her being killed. Now I would like to point out here that these are simply my own interpretations of what we've seen so far, and if you have any other ideas, please do share them in the comments below. I wanted to do a quick recap here, because the videos that follow take a very sinister and dark turn. Let's continue. If Kirk's behaviour wasn't disturbing enough before, now it most certainly is. We see that Kirk appears to have broken into someone's house, and we also see Kirk watching a small child sleeping in their cot. Afterwards, he quickly looks out into the corridor before going back inside and locking the door. Remember when Kirk said he wanted to kill his neighbour, and how we saw him looking through a window at a TV playing kids' cartoons? Yeah, I think you can see where I'm going with this. Kirk is no longer in room 1121. He's next door. The next video is titled, "This Day Gets Better and Better," and, well, take a look for yourself. It would appear that Kirk now has access to a car. Certainly not his own car, but the most likely scenario here is that it's his neighbour's, given that we can see the contents of the bag appear to include a woman's hairbrush. Are you wondering what else is in the bag? Well, don't worry. Kirk's about to show us. I don't think this video needs much explaining, but one thing to note here is that after a little bit of digging, we can learn that the video playing in the background is by a YouTuber called Taiko Sam, and it's titled Taiko Rants, Reality of Being Fat in Japan. Taiko Sam's channel appears to be full of videos relating to Japan and Japanese culture. I don't think this bears any major significance, other than the fact that it tells us that Kirk has an interest in Japanese culture, and could be another reason he became obsessed with Amy in the first place. In this next video, we get another glimpse of the child from before, only this time, he's not asleep. Taking a look down in the description, we can see that it says, "Look at how well I'm doing with the kids. They love me, and I'm ready for kids. I know you can't have kids, but it'll be fun to try though." Scrolling further down into the comments, we see Luna appear yet again, saying she expected the child to be wearing the Olaf head. Kirk gives us a bit of information here that indicates that he's beginning to treat this child like his father used to treat him. He says, "His name now is Billy. I adopted him just a few days ago. He's been in his room for a few days. He's been bad." Luna responds by saying that he should treat Billy how he would have liked his own dad to treat him, and that he should interact with him and show him he's worth loving in a non-sexual way, and that maybe seeing that side of him would impress Amy. Kirk's last response on this video is, "You may just be right. I may have to let him out and play like children do. Like children do." I'm going to skip over the next two videos titled "I Can Be a Mummy Too" and "Gorgeous Long Pig." They don't show anything important, other than Kirk getting somewhat distracted for a few seconds outside by a van depicting a children's clothing charity, which is somewhat disturbing. Watching Billy sleep is the next unnerving video, in which we see, well, exactly what the title suggests: Billy sleeping on a bed. And here's where things really begin to take a steep, dark turn. The next upload's called "The Final Day to Live", and the description reads, "The final few days until I'm free of kids. I'm going to pray for my sins. Please, Jesus, save me." Let's watch. So Kirk just went and bought a garden light and a shovel. Combined with the title and description, I think it's pretty clear what's about to happen to Billy. What happens next is possibly the most disturbing upload in this entire series. It's titled "No One Cares for Dead Kids", and the description reads, "I'm sorry everyone. I had something to prove and now I have to move on. Amy, I love you and I want to be with you. Now I have no baggage." I won't show the whole clip, but take a look. It would appear that Kirk was true to his word. He has indeed killed Billy and dumped his body in the back of the car we saw earlier. Again, the comments offer us further insight into what's going on here. Luna asks, "Why did you have to hit him with a shovel? Is it not enough that he's dead? Give the boy some respect. You adopted him. He is your son. He deserves respect." To which Kirk responds, "He's sleeping with the angels now. He only deserves to be buried now. He died in pain, and now he rests. May God forgive me. I even offered him juice, and he didn't want it. He's so spoiled. Now he's with his mummy and sister." So if you were wondering where the boy's parents were, there's your answer. Kirk killed them too. The next few videos don't offer us too much information. They're mostly just clips of some sort of parade that happens to be going on. We do see in the comments of one, "I'm looking for a new family, a woman with kids. I want to be a dad again." It sounds like Kirk's got a taste for killing now, specifically families, and he's planning to do it again. Skipping ahead to video number 32 titled "Taking Out the Trash," the description of this video reads, "My son's body started to fester in the car. He was there for 3 days. So I brought him back and rewrapped his body. No one will ever find him." In the comments of this video, Kirk explains to Luna that the rental office had confronted him about the smell in his car and that he had to bathe him. Video number 33 is titled "Cleaning Up Before the Move," and in it we see Kirk picking up a bottle of bleach from a store. It's worth pointing out something here. If we take a closer look at Kirk's channel, we can see that he's saved a playlist, with the first video being titled "How to Remove Bleach Stains." It looks like Kirk's now trying to clean up the mess that he's made before moving on. The next few clips don't tell us anything other than the fact that Kirk has moved and found a new place to stay. The next point of interest here is in video number 38, titled "I Hear and See Things." Let's take a look. It would appear that the neighbour at Kirk's new place has taken a disliking to Kirk's behaviour and loud music. Several times throughout the clip we hear loud bangs, though when Kirk goes to investigate, there's no one there. Pay attention to this. I have a feeling it's going to be important a little later on. Honestly, the next couple of videos are just weird, and I'm going to gloss over them because I don't think they hold anything important. The next video is titled, "That's It, I'm Outta Here." Now, putting these past few videos together, it would seem that after fleeing his neighbour's property, Kirk found another property and broke into it. From the banging noises, I think it's probably a good bet that whoever was living in the property at the time is now tied up and locked away somewhere, perhaps having been left there to die. Of course, I am just theorising here, as we have no actual evidence or proof that this is the case beyond the constant knocking that we hear before Kirk leaves. Honestly, not much happens for the next couple of videos. We get a seemingly random video of Kirk scrolling through some pictures of women's faces and stroking them, and then we see him stroking a packet of Japanese Hello Panda sweets in a shop. Video number 44, titled Help, seems strange and out of place. It's difficult to tell, but it appears to be filmed back in room 1121, as we can see the same bed sheets from earlier, and also a pen and pad along with a bunch of scrunched up notes. I have a feeling this video was recorded back when he was in room 1121, and for some reason decided to upload it now, though unfortunately I cannot fathom why. Videos 45, 46 and 47 are all filmed at a new location, seemingly from an apartment on an upper floor. It would appear that Kirk's becoming increasingly paranoid about people following him. At this point, I was beginning to think that the remainder of the uploads was simply going to be nonsensical footage of Kirk panning around various locations. However, we then come to a video titled, I've Started the Collection. Before I say anything about this one, why don't you have a look? It looks like Kirk has taken another hostage or victim. We briefly see an adult body lying lifeless on the floor of some sort of utility closet. This video is followed by one titled, They Almost Got Me, in which we can see several police officers conversing with a man outside the neighbouring building. Could the body lying in the closet be the neighbour's wife? We never see any physical evidence of this, but the next video titled, Looking for the Real Amy may provide us some clues that this may have been the case. The video itself contains nothing useful, but the description reads, The fakes aren't doing it anymore. What happened to Amy's house? I'll fucking kill Sarah. From the description, it would seem that Kirk's MO is killing women and potentially children in some sort of bizarre and twisted attempt to satisfy his urges to be with Amy. This is further confirmed by the following video titled, Shut Up Already. The description of this video reads, Do you like music? I love music, and the feminine scent of a woman in distress. We can see that whoever's house he is in is cluttered and full of child's toys, indicating that not only was there a woman here, but also possibly a child as well. And this brings us to the final two videos of the entire channel. This is where all of our hard work, effort, time and toil come to one big revelation as we wipe the sweat from our brow and feel an overwhelming sense of closure and relief. Except, that's how I'd hoped it would turn out. Unfortunately, that's just not the case. In the penultimate video titled, Why Can't It Be Me?, a male talking directly to the camera appears to be recording some sort of message, seemingly for his girlfriend.
Yes. Well, I hope you're having a great day. I miss you and love you. And I'm gonna get your toes Tuesday and I'm gonna suck on them and lick them real good and fart in your face. I love you, baby. Hopefully this video gets sent to you. But I love you, and send a text on my phone if it gets sent. Alright. I love you.
Given the title and the poor quality of the video, I have a feeling this may be a recording taken by Connor on an old mobile phone. If this is Connor, it may explain why Kirk was apologising to him at the very beginning of his uploads. This may also give us an explanation as to Kirk's descent into madness and murder. Given Kirk's obsession with Amy this whole time, if Kirk had found out that Amy had a boyfriend on the outside, it could have driven him to kill them both and set him on a course of sick and twisted revenge. The final video is titled, "I Found You, Jake." Who the hell is Jake? I had such high hopes for bringing this whole thing to a solid and satisfying conclusion for you all, but unfortunately with the information we have been left with, I simply can't do that. Nevertheless, what we have witnessed here is a severely mentally unstable character's descent into some seriously depraved and vile acts. We've seen him grow from committing his first murder of a woman, potentially Amy, and breaking down into tears over it, to satisfying his increasingly vile urges several times, adopting a child, murdering him and dumping his body in a car, to potentially killing several other people, and finally fleeing and becoming incredibly paranoid that people are tracking him down and watching him. Kirk Unger is definitely an interesting ARG, and certainly one of the most difficult to watch, particularly due to the fact that children are involved. I'm just disappointed that it came to such an abrupt end. So what are your thoughts? Do my theories hold any water? I'm very curious to hear what you all think, so please leave a comment below and let's have a conversation and see if we can uncover anything else. I'd love to unravel the mysteries around this further. With that being said, thank you so much for sticking around till the end. This has been a long one, and hopefully you've thoroughly enjoyed this content. I plan to do many more of these in the future, so if this is something you'd be interested in seeing, then make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell to get notified when I post new content. Thank you again, and until next time, stay safe.